Good morning, everyone. So I thought yesterday was a very, very, very good conversation piece, anger. And it's so dangerous. I actually learned that being angry is like being in hell, which obviously we don't know what it's like being in hell, but I'm sure it's not fun. So I had a few experiences today where I did let my anger get the best of me, and I feel terrible because usually when you get angry, you feel bad and you're like, what was I thinking? It could be with your children. My situation was unfortunately one of my children. Look, I don't know what everyone else thinks, but maybe you have an opinion about tough love. I mean, I love my kids so much, and I feel like sometimes you just need to let them know in a tough love type of way. I could be wrong. Maybe you'll leave a comment. Who knows? That's your choice. But I don't believe in hitting them at tough love. But maybe you gotta scare them a little bit in a way where like it's an open threat. I don't know. I'd love to hear opinions. Then I saw these two little dogs when I was walking my dog, and they were they were just walking around the street, no call or anything. And I'm like, guys, go inside, go in your house. And this is while they're barking at my dog. So they weren't listening to me because they're being distracted by my dog. I said, go and go. And then all of a sudden the lady who owns the dogs comes down. She's like, don't worry. Sorry, I don't mean to have an accent, but it was an Israeli accent. And I'm like, well, your dogs are gonna get hit by a car. No, no, don't worry, don't worry. I'm like, okay, fine. It's your dogs. It's your choice. I love dogs. And I would hate to see that happen, but they're so small and the way people speed in my neighborhood and don't stop. I wish you the best. I mean, in the past, I'd be like, are you nuts? You don't deserve to have these dogs. I should have them taken away. You're not a good owner. These little white dogs that are clueless, running around the street when cars are going as fast as they can. I would have been pretty upset, but I just kept my cool because I probably will see that person again. And, to see a neighbor all the time, they just give you this evil look. It's just not fun. Does it bother me? No, but it's just not really exciting to see. Look, in the history of Jewish history, there's a lot of people that are angry. And where did it get them? I mean, Asav, he was a mad man. He got pretty mad. I mean, I'm not saying he didn't have good reason to, but imagine if it was all dealt with differently. If he just said, Yaakov, let's talk about this. Or maybe, you could give me my birthright back. Maybe we could reverse all this stuff and do it all over again. It's possible. I mean, maybe, I don't know how luckily if it's possible, but, anger is so dangerous. Place that takes you mentally and possibly even physically. Anger even ends marriages that, maybe they could have been fixed if you just were a little bit nicer to each other and you realize what you married each other for, how much you loved each other in the beginning. And changes do happen. Everyone grows, people change, but to what extent do you let your anger get the best of you where you're just like you're always right? I don't feel like it's like a great thing. It's something you should work on like forever. You should work on, getting close to Hashem, learning Torah, but anger could affect all of that. It could take you away from Hashem. It could take you away from your family. It could take you away from yourself. You could even start hurting yourself. I'm so curious, if I'm being extreme, because I used to have an anger problem. I used to just react really quickly. I used to think I was always right. I used to make sure I was right. I wouldn't step down from anybody, and sometimes it was good because I would always stand up for the kids that are bullied, no matter how big or tall the person was that was looking at me. But I guess since what I went through, which you could see on my site, my story, I realized that anger would not really get me so far in that situation. Curious what you think. And everyone have a great day and just try to keep your cool because it doesn't do so well. I mean, nobody likes when an old lady, puts up the specific finger at you. It's not fun for her. It's not fun for you. You get a little bit of a laugh, but it's not funny. Maybe it's a little bit funny. Once again, please, please, please don't speak during Kaddish. It's hard enough to commit those 3 times a day, and it's to comfort the soul. You don't wanna speak during Kaddish when, if you think about it, you don't even have to be so spiritual to think about it, but there's a soul up there that's trying to feel comforted. It's probably not easy up there. So have a great day, and let's try not to react so fast.